So we know what to expect out of the next 2 years or so of a Republican-controlled Congress, and that's more failure. What am I talking about? Well, we have a funding deadline for the government that runs out midnight Friday night. After that, no more authorization to fund anything. Government shuts down. Now we're always up against these deadlines. They kick the can down the road, and every time they come up with a deal, and things happen. Well, there was a deal. It was a bipartisan deal, and it included basically keeping all funding as is for 3 months, including 10 billion more aid for farmers and 100 billion in disaster relief aid. And both sides were happy it was going to pass. Then Elon Musk and Donald Trump get in the middle of it and want it killed, and they want their own additions to it, basically. They didn't want the disaster relief money. They wanted that out of there. They wanted no more additional aid for farmers, and they wanted to eliminate the debt ceiling for 2 years. Donald Trump wanted it gone completely, but that's the best they got. And Mike Johnson brought it to the floor of the House, was going to vote on it, and now I believe they could have passed it with a simple majority, which was 218 votes. They could lose, like, at most, I think four votes, 5 votes, something like that. 38 Republicans and almost all Democrats voted against the bill. They got 174 votes. Did not pass. It failed. This bill that Donald Trump wanted, that he was calling representatives, he was saying, you know, if you don't vote for it, I'm going to primary you. And some of them still said, no, we're not doing it. They're going to need Democrats. I've been talking about it since the election, basically, with these margins that they will have in the new Congress that starts January 3rd, only having a 3-seat margin in the House, 3 seats in the Senate. They're going to need Democrats. They're going to have to work together. And Donald Trump is not going to get his way. This is evidence of that. Republicans said, hey, yeah, primary me. Try it. And they still voted against it. 38 Republicans said no. They're not going to be able to do nearly enough, and this was a rebuke to Donald Trump for getting in the middle. Now, I have not heard yet as to whether or not Mike Johnson is going to bring up the original deal. If they do, that will probably pass. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries had said previously that if it was not the deal, the bipartisan deal that had been negotiated, Democrats wouldn't vote for it. So assuming that's the case, if they bring that deal back, you got I think it's currently 211 Democrats voting for it. They pass it, they kick it to the Senate, it'll pass, Joe Biden signs it, we avert a shutdown. But now Republicans are going to try to find a way to blame the Democrats if this shutdown happens. And it's not on them, it is on Republicans. If they do not pass a funding bill, 100% this lands on Republicans. They had a deal. Donald Trump and Elon Musk got in the middle of it and bombed the deal. And now here we are. We've got about a day to come up with something. We'll see what happens and see if they pass anything. But this is not the Democrats' fault.